Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about the collisions poster project and the instructions for that. Okay, so there's two types of collisions. We have elastic collisions. That's when objects collide and then move off with different momentums and different final velocities. They do not stick together. Inelastic collisions, when objects collide and stick together. So after collision, they move off with the same final velocity. So the instructions for this project, you're going to create drawings that show your understanding of elastic and inelastic collisions. You need to include drawings of before and after the collision for each type. So that'll be a total of like 4 drawings. You also need to include the following terms and their definitions on your poster. You can get the definitions from your notes or look them up on the internet, and those are momentum, impulse, law of conservation of momentum, elastic collisions, and inelastic collisions. So this project is going to be worth 50 points, and it depends on how creative you are and how well your drawings are. You need to color these, make them look good. I'm going to be a little strict on grading these. You know, it's a little bit, talking about collisions, you draw, you could, if you have like a box, 2 boxes moving towards one another, this one this way, this one this way, and then after they hit, that could be before drawing, and then after, when they hit, this one moves off in this direction, this one moves off in the other direction for like an elastic one. But don't use boxes. That would be very, really simple. Do something that's more creative than that. So to kind of give you some examples, if we have parts, and if we're talking about an elastic collision, and one's not moving, the other one is, and it bumps off, and that's after the collision, what happens. And then for inelastic, if it moves, they stick together afterwards. You can always put in, some example velocities if you want to, or you don't have to. Another example, talking about collisions, those two things move towards one another, and then they move off. The momentum, also according to law of conservation of momentum, the momentum before collision equals the total momentum after collision. So that would be elastic. You also have like inelastic, think about a football being thrown at a velocity a person's moving, and then he catches it, and then their final velocities are the same. That would be an inelastic one. Or a dart being thrown, a dart board, and then it moves. And another example of an elastic collision would be, pool table. You hit balls and then they move afterwards. Another example, inelastic. This is more about thinking about like your drawings. Come up with something, not just boxes and carts. Try to make your drawings better than just something really simple like that. This would be an example of an inelastic. And then, just kind of go over this some more. This is an elastic collision right here. This right here would be like an inelastic collision. So those are just some examples. Like I said, try to do a good job on these. I'm going to be a little bit strict in grading these.